Welcome to the Nursing Odyssey, a premier platform for CNAs, aspiring CNAs, and also aspiring nurses. This premier platform was created by me. My name is Alicia Hill. I have been a travel and agency CNA for 8 years, and I decided to create an online community and platform to share with the world of healthcare what I wished I would have had when I started out. Um, I have 8 years of experience of getting it out the mud, looking for it myself. Nobody gave me a handout. Nobody showed me the way. I literally just jumped in the game and dived straight in. But this platform I wanted to create because if I can give you the knowledge of what I learned over these 8 years, you can just skip all the BS that I went through and just dive right in and change your reality. So, welcome to the Nursing Odyssey. And again, my name is Alicia Hill. Today, I'm just going to give y'all a brief background about me and my experience as a CNA. So we're going to rewind it all the way back 8 years ago. I was going through a separation slash divorce, and I thought my calling was customer service. I was working for T-Mobile and I was working for Sprint. And one day I just got mentally drained and I was like, I need something with purpose. So I ended up working for a hotel. My friend was a manager, night shift. That wasn't given. And then I went and worked for a gas station. I was like, I just want to do something that's not mental, like more physical, where I can interact with people. So that didn't work. And then one day I was just like, my twin had been a nurse for a couple of years at LPN. She's still an LPN now. And we're in nursing school together to get our RN, which makes her so proud because she's wanted me to do nursing for so long. But she had been telling me when she was doing travel assignments that, hey, there's CNAs that are making good money and changing their reality. And I didn't take it serious until I got desperate. And she was like, you like old people. So I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. So I signed up for the 2 week free CNA class, and I will give you guys details in my cohorts that are coming up just on how, if you're an aspiring CNA, how to become a CNA for little to no money. But I became a CNA after 2 weeks. I got my CNA. The night that my license dropped, she hooked me up with her agency, Heidi at Epic Healthcare Staffing LLC in Tennessee. If you're ever looking to be staffed in Tennessee, she is the number one goat, like independent goat, not big corporation. But she took me in just off my sister's word and she booked me a shift with my sister. Mind you, my sister has never been a CNA, she's been a nurse. And I believe, and no offense to nurses that were never CNAs, but I do believe that every good nurse was once a CNA. That's what makes a good nurse because it makes your role of delegation easier because you understand the role of a CNA and what we have to do versus what the nurse has to do. But she tried her hardest. She helped me make rounds, and I did that for like 2 nights. And then the agency called me and was like, hey, $100 bonus if you want to go to this place. I had never been. I'd only been to where I worked with my sister. And airplane's coming if y'all hear it overhead in just a second. But she literally was like, go ahead, you got it. So I get to this new facility, it's night shift. And I get to the new facility, and all the CNAs break after report, and I'm just standing in the hallway like, oh my gosh, what do I do next? So I was so nervous because I really didn't have a flow. I really didn't have a groove. I've never had an orientation. This is my third day of being a CNA, and I'm agency, so there's no, hey, let me help you. No, none of that. So there was this girl who popped out of nowhere. She's still my big sister to this day. She's in nursing school with me now. I am gonna, anybody in my stories, I'm gonna say names because I'm gonna give receipts to everything that I'm telling you. But her name is Linda. And Linda popped out of a room and she was like, child, are you lost? I was like, so lost. She was like, come on, girl, I got you. And she showed me how to create a flow. She did let me watch her do her round while teaching me. Then she helped me do my round. And then we became like this. And I was like, girl, I can't work a shift without you. So I stopped booking shifts with my sister, and she worked with Epic Healthcare as well. How that worked out, I don't know, but I'm grateful. And me and her started booking shifts together, and she just showed me how to go in. She said, night shift is the best to do. Go in, get you a flow, get your people comfortable, take care of them, and you will have a good night. And from that point forward, I moved forward. So 3 months in, me and her was working in another facility, and I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I'm looking for more. And I just kept thinking back to when I worked at a call center and I was at my desk, and I never like put people in my business and put my family up. I always like had the Maldives and travel destinations. I was like, I gotta figure out how to do something to travel. So my sister was telling me about Travel CNA, but when I was looking it up online, they're like, most agencies won't take you if you haven't been a CNA for a year. Well, I'm the finesse queen. I was like, let me make me up a resume, put a little experience on here of all the places that I went to. And I didn't, every agency I was applying for, they was like, do you have a license in another state? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to take my CNA over in each state. I just was trying to figure out different things. So I got on Google, I figured out the process on how to switch your license over and what it was called. So one night on night shift, I used the facilities fax machine, the facilities computer and printer, and I filled out every application I could online to different states I would like to travel to. And I also um, applied, faxed, did all that. So like 3 weeks later, same people doing the same routine on night shift. I come in, I'm like, I've got licensed chicks. I'm going somewhere. So I found this rinky dink agency, and I'm just gonna say their name because it is what it is. Like their name, it was ACO Nursing. I think that's what it was called, and they gave free housing and travel reimbursement. I couldn't get anybody to fly me out, but I was like, hey, if I just take this assignment, let me see where it goes. So I called my twin sister. I was like, you got to do an assignment too. I can't do it by myself. So me and her hop in my car and we drive to Colorado. We got an assignment in Colorado. We drive to Colorado, and the town that we went to had like a population of 700 people, and the tumbleweed crossed the street when we hit the town, and we was like, what in the world are we doing? We get there, it was a cool assignment, it worked out, and then we go back home, and I wanted to go again. So I got Linda and one of her friends, and I'm like, we're gonna go, we're gonna be travel CNAs, and we went and did that, and the rest is history. But I continued on to just travel, and I've been like all over the United States, the states that I wanted to work at. But the most magical place, which is where I'm at right now in Hawaii, I've had that license the entire time I've been a CNA. I would find some way to renew it every 2 years, and uh, I'm always applying for assignments, but I was just nervous because you just read everything on the internet and people just make everything sound so bad. But I'm a believer that you can make the best out of anything. So here I am in Hawaii, been here since June. It is now the end of September, and I'm loving it and I'm doing great. And I'm getting way more pay than what people are talking about on the internet. Because I feel like I'm the queen manifester and I know how to negotiate my pay after 8 years of hard work, groundwork, and dedication. But outside of travel, being an agency CNA really transformed my life. It gave me the option to control my reality, spend time with my family, and take off and take those deserved, needed breaks, those deserved vacations, because I was in control of my schedule, my reality, how much money I made, how much money I wanted to make. If I had a goal, I could pick up per diem and get daily pay and say, hey, I'm gonna make $300 a day, and this is what I'm gonna do. Hey, I'm gonna make 150 per 8 hour shift. This is what I'm gonna do. And I changed my reality. Another thing that I did with being an agency CNA is I changed the lives of the people around me. I have to say that my sister first changed my life, and then I changed the lives of those around me. So I'm going to start with my homegirl, Anitra, that this was not her calling, her passion, even her lane. And I just remembered grinding it out one week, and I had made like $1,800 in a week. Like when I say I was busting 20 hours illegally, like clocking out for 4 hours, clocking back in, I was busting my butt. So I remember putting my money in it, taking it off my pay card, and put my money in an envelope. And she called me and was like, hey girl, she from my hometown. So this is when I was going through my separation. I had moved back home. And she was like, I cooked breakfast, come over. So I'm over here handling my bills, and she's one of my closest friends. So it wasn't like I was trying to show off. And she's a saver and a budgeter. She has plenty of money put back. So I was counting my money and putting it in the envelope, and she was like, "Girl, what are you doing?" Because when I first told her I was going to be a CNA, she laughed and was like, "No, I totally cannot see that for you because I did customer service. I used to model." She was like, laughed at me, and then she left it at that. We never talked about it. So she was like, "Oh, okay." So, like 2, 3 weeks later, she called me. It was a Friday. She was like, "Hey, girl, I graduated noon. Pull up." Pulled up. It was her and my niece at the graduation. They graduated the 2 week CNA class, and she joined the agency, and I did the same thing that Linda and my sister did for me with her. And then I have another friend. Her name is Jessica. We call her Skinny. And these are just two examples of people. Although there was tons of people, I have sisters and everybody who I've helped become agency CNAs. But I had another homegirl who this was not her lane. She had just went to college, got an associate's degree for something totally different, and it didn't work out for her once she got into the field. And she was so sad about it because she worked really hard to get this associate's degree. And I had been telling her, like, girl, I tell everybody in my life, this is what I'm doing, but nobody, I'm never like pressuring people to do what I do. And she was like, girl, I think I'm gonna become a CNA. So I helped her find a CNA class. When I say you have to be a go-getter and a self-starter, and you have to be motivated to want this was one of my other friends. The first friend, either I never had to say, girl, go take the class. They took the initiative, did it themselves. I just showed them how to apply. Once you get your license, how to apply for the agencies. Those first few weeks, we did the buddy system, and instead of orientation, I was just booking shifts and hoping that we got on the same floor. Even when we didn't, I showed them how to go in, find a buddy, tell them you're new, be honest, and it paved the way. And my friends are creating their own realities. They're taking their families on vacation. They're making their own schedule. We get time to spend time together because they can make their own schedule. And it just really transformed my friends' lives because they never have any more financial issues. If you're without money, all you got to do is go pick up a shift. And it doesn't matter if that shift is low paying or high paying. When you don't have no money, picking up a shift will knock it out. I do have to emphasize the fact that it's not all about money. You do have to have some type of care and compassion in your heart for these people that you're taking care of. And that goes back to my real the passion behind being a CNA for me is my parents had me and my twin sister at the age of 40, and their kids were grown. And um, they're in their late 70s now, and that is a goal of mine. That's why our kids are trained CNAs. I have two nephews that are going on to become nurses that are CNAs. My son's a CNA, even though that's not what he wants to do. If something happens to my parents, we will all be in rotation to help them because we all have the skill set of CNAs within the family. But I have transformed and changed the lives of so many around me. I wanted to create, like I'm still doing it when I go to work. I'm sitting right behind young people who moved to Hawaii and they just go work for a facility for $14 an hour, and I'm sitting beside them making $1,474 a week, working through a travel agency getting travel stipend. And I'm like, hey, you just moved here. You still have your driver's license from back home. You still have your CNA from back home, and you have your current CNA here. You can land you a travel assignment because you're not technically a resident yet. So I've like been changing people's lives around me. And I was like, hey, I need to create a community for this. This is what I want to spend my time doing, helping change the lives of the people around me, the people that this is my way of giving back is helping people with what I needed help with during my 8 year journey. But I have 8 years of experience. I can help you skip over the loopholes. I can help you negotiate, and I can help you land that travel or that agency assignment or contract. Another, my last thing before I let you guys go on this first welcome video is if you're wanting to relocate to another state or another city or another town, I can show you how to do that as well. All you have to do is apply for you an assignment, work the assignment with the free housing and the free transportation, save your money, and sign you a lease in your new town. That's what I just did here in Hawaii. So there's all kinds of ways to change your reality and be in control of your life. And as healthcare workers, we need to know those options that are out there to live an adventurous life, just like a person working at an office that gets all this PTO and off time and salary pay. We might have to work a little bit harder, but when you can work really hard and then take 3 months off, or take 6 weeks off, or take a week off in between working 21 days straight or 3 weeks straight, whatever your choosing is, you might just decide, hey, I'm gonna land me a local contract that's 3 days a week for this amount of pay, or I'm gonna do something 60 miles an hour. Once you're 60 miles past your home address, you're considered travel. So you can get travel stipend, meal stipend, transportation stipend. But welcome to the Nursing Odyssey. I hope y'all enjoyed this brief bio about me and just my receipts. And we're going to dive in on this online community. We're going to dive in. We're going to go over my bank statements. We're going to go over the real receipts to show you that the money is there. I have contracts in my email. I have the proof in the pudding on how you can change your reality. So welcome to the Nursing Odyssey, and I hope to have you guys around for a long time. Even after you land your first assignment or take that next step on elevating your CNA or aspiring to nursing school, and I have a whole video that I'm going to make just specifically for those aspiring to be nurses, because it's going to involve my twin sister who's an LPN and a couple of LPNs and RNs that I know I'm going to get to come on, do live Q&As, tell their story, and tell their nursing journey. But again, thank you and welcome to the Nursing Odyssey.